Hey y'all, Michelle Raza here with the Finding Yourself Book Club. Today we're going to talk about Lindsay Gibson's Recovering from Emotionally Immature Parents. If you haven't had a chance, please do like and subscribe. It really does help us little YouTubers. And check out our website. We're at www.findingyourselfsatx.com. There you can take our free life balance questionnaire and send it to us. You can also just fill out a contact form and we'll be in touch. So the last time we were talking about this topic, we did the exercise, What You May Have Lost. Today, we're going to talk about a few things, starting with, why can't they change? Adult children of EI parents are prone to healing fantasies in which they secretly hope that they can change their parents and have a rewarding relationship with them. Remember Gina from chapter 2, whose elderly parents wanted to move near her? Gina confessed that one of the reasons she even considered their demand was the fantasy that one day her critical, explosive father might open up to her, finally giving them an opportunity to connect. She worried that she might be shutting the door on that last chance for closeness if she didn't let them do what they wanted. These healing fantasies should be questioned because they prolong an improbable hope for parental change. Instead, you are more likely to be healed by your own efforts than anything your parents might do. Whatever does improve in your relationship with EI parents will likely be caused by a shift in your outlook, not a change in them. It's understandable that if you crave your parents' interest and connection, you might think they'd want the same thing, but any attempts by you to change your EI parents are unlikely to work, because they are easily destabilized by the emotional intensity of such encounters. When you attempt emotional closeness with an EI parent, their instinct is to pull back. You think you're trying to give love, but it may be uncomfortable to them. They have already formed a personality style that protects them. They don't want to change. Having suppressed so many of their own deeper needs for connection, EI parents just don't get what all the fuss is about. They may not understand why this is so important to you because they don't realize how crucial their relationship is for their child's emotional security and self-esteem. Many EI parents have such low self-worth that they can't imagine that their presence and interest would matter so much to their children. It is nearly impossible for these parents to believe how much they have to offer just by being there for their children. So we're going to go over the rest of this chapter, but before we do, let's look at the exercise. Just like we do in all of the other videos, please grab your journal. I am going to do this one twice, so if you can't bring yourself to do the exercise the first time, just listen and then do it when we cover it the second time in this video, okay? Exercise. What you're looking for now. In the spirit of looking for emotional satisfactions, now that you lacked in childhood, take some time to think and use your journal to fill out these statements about your new possibilities. I now have the chance to be. At last, I have the opportunity to feel. Some of the behaviors I will no longer accept from people are, I'm going to find people who are, I'm looking for people who will, now I see myself as. All right, Joel, forgive me, it started raining over here, raining cats and dogs, but. So there's a few sections here. Sadness about giving up your healing fantasy, as well as the need to grieve. Releasing hopeful fantasies feels like a real loss. You can't give up something so important without allowing room for grief. As you grieve the loss of illusions about your parents, you may also feel sad for what you had to sacrifice in order to adapt to your EI parent. Allowing sadness about your own self-repression will put you back in touch with lost parts of yourself that didn't get to be heard before. I hope you will listen to them now, because working through grief of these suppressed parts will make you free to be your whole self and feel complete. Choosing your active self over your suffering self. As a child with EI parents, some part of yourself may have figured out that the best way to get along was to suffer in silence and not rock the boat. This suffering self adapts to a dominating parent by staying powerless in life and passive in relationships. Rather than feeling anger or knowing what it wants, the suffering self stays stuck in chronic unhappiness and feelings of helplessness. It had to relinquish assertiveness as it tried to adjust to a difficult childhood situation, but it shouldn't be allowed to keep running the show. You need to adjust your expectations and work on yourself. Now that you have read about healing fantasies, ask yourself whether it's possible that what you crave is not really a closer relationship with these particular parents, but more the feeling that you are lovable and acceptable. Would you pick your parent as a desirable new friend you'd be happy to have? If not, maybe you can feel good about yourself in another way. Maybe you don't need your parent to love you in order to feel lovable. Is it possible that, as an adult, you could give it to yourself through a more caring relationship with yourself? The second half of this book will focus on how to have a fulfilling relationship with yourself by exploring your inner world, setting fresh intentions, and updating your self-concept. You'll learn to support your own self-growth, open your heart to better relationships and more fun, while strengthening your unique sense of identity and individuality. Raising your expectations for other relationships. If you learned in childhood that other people were more important than you, you might carry that over into adult relationships. You may believe that wanting reciprocity is expecting too much, and that chronic emotional frustration is normal for relationships. It's not. Many adult children of EI parents accept statements like, relationships take a lot of work, because that was their experience growing up. It doesn't seem odd to them to have problems requiring couples counseling before they even get married. They subconsciously expect dissatisfaction and poor communication in close relationships. It can be an alien concept that a mate is supposed to be concerned for your feelings, interested in your subjective experience, and want to get along as much as you do. If you had EI parents, it can feel acceptable to settle for meager attention on another's timetable and only under certain circumstances. But once you realize that someone is occasionally giving you emotional snacks and never a satisfying connection, it frees you up to look for new sources of emotional nurturing. Highlights to remember. EI parents leave their children with unmet needs for connection, communication, and approval. Instead of giving their children adequate attention and affection, many EI parents show disinterest, envy, excessive busyness, or emotional agitation. You may wish for a better relationship with them, but their defenses and inconsistencies render them unavailable at an emotional level. However, by finally accepting their limitations, you can turn your attention toward better relationships for yourself and others. Once you release and mourn what you can't get from them, you will have more realistic relationships with them, other people, and yourself as well. Okay, so just like in other readings, I'm going to do the exercise one more time. If you chickened out the first time, go grab your journal, pause this video, and come back when you're ready to do it. You can always replay it anytime you want to. Exercise. What you're looking for now. In the spirit of looking for emotional satisfactions now that you lacked in childhood, take some time to think and use your journal to fill out these statements about your new possibilities. I now have the chance to be. At last, I have the opportunity to feel. Some of the behaviors I will no longer accept from people are, I'm going to find people who are, I'm looking for people who will, Now I see myself as... All right, so that's our topic for today. I do want to pass it over to my friend Jude, who's going to talk about his spirit camps. If you look in the details section of this video, you can see his email address as well as how to sign up for the next one. This current one is already full. He does something a little different than what I do. It's all in person, and it's really intense. I personally have not visited. I'm looking forward to doing so myself. So really it's a collaboration and a synergistic relationship, and I hope you guys check it out. So on to you, Jude.
Hey everyone, Jude here. I'm reaching out to let you know about the immersive retreats that I'm holding at Four Eagles Spirit Camp in the beautiful San Luis Valley in Colorado. We're all sold out for this September Spirit Camp, but I wanted to share a little and let you know how to get on a wait list or find out more. What I'm up to is giving people traditional, ceremonial, and wisdom experiences in person, in nature, on beautiful land, and in community with amazing people, healthy food, and powerful personal processes. This also involves meditation, personal development, and humanistic design to make this a time where you can dig deep into your true nature, rediscover your soul connection, redefine or strengthen your purpose, and find the inspiration, courage, and vision to create and carry forward what you truly want in your life. This could be a healing, the courage to step into something new or let go of something old, feeding a dream, or taking a break from the digital dementia we're all drowning in to nourish and refuel your spirit and soul. We'll be doing this experientially, not hypothetically, actually engaging in rituals, practices, and exercises that make the difference. You'll have a powerful experience, make friends for life, and come home with more clarity and conviction to follow your own true north. I'd love to connect with some of you on the road ahead, either at in-person retreats or remotely for spiritual teaching and coaching. If you'd like to find out more or read about the spirit camps or get on the waitlist for next year, click the link below. You can also connect with me through the contact form for remote teaching and coaching or with any questions. I hope things are amazing for you and wish you all the best in your life. I look forward to walking this beautiful path with many of you. Thank you.